Hello friends, this is Ganesh and video number 9 on OData Service. In this session, I'm going to explain about function import concept in OData Service. It's very simple and my favorite statement is OData is nothing but a design. So you have to design the place where you have to fulfill the business requirement for the data transfer between your UI and your backend system. So in OData, they have a lot of options like entity, entity type, association, navigation path. Each one have its unique prime property. The same way they introduced a concept called function import as well. Um, Inside the function import, we are going to write the normal ABAP code only, but we are going to understand why function import and what is the need of function import and what are the relevant method is involved in the function import concept, because everything is fully designed with the class and methods. For every concept, some methods to be triggered. Okay, the same way for function import, we have a method to be triggered. So we are going to see everything in this particular session about function import. Let me go one by one. So here, this is actually a previous operations. Simply we call it as CURD operations. So create, update, read, and delete. So I want a sales or a header details or item or shipment. It's just a read operation. So I have different methods like entity set. Suppose I want to do a create sales order or update or delete. We have a different method and a different HTTP options to call, like get, post, delete, merge, and so on. So those are available already available in OData. Suppose you have one business scenario that is not, or business that is not able to manage with the CURD operations. Okay, so we have a lot of options, but based on the business scenario, somewhere is not possible by these CURD operation. In that case, go with the function import. I'll give a business scenario which we came across. Okay, so the first line of function import is, if a business scenario is not able to manage with the default OData operations, CURD operations, then only go to function import. If your business scenario is apt for the core operations, you're able to manage whatever the business need, you're able to manage with this core operations, please don't go with the function import. Okay. So the next one of the business scenario. So I can say, so one of the business scenario, let me just take the pointer. Yeah. One of the business scenario is my UI has different search help options or different search help need. So they want to know what is the, they have a, just imagine they have a UI application. So they want to know the F4 help, value help for a plant, material, company code, and so on. Okay. So in this particular area, I don't want to go with the normal CURD operations because each one is a unique identity. So I need to go each entity type for it. So every time they have to change the entity set and they'll trigger in a different method and get the information from that. But then we decided what is the need of creating, because it's actually a three in, suppose we have almost 15 or 10 searches in a different screens. So why do I go with the normal CURD operations? Then we decide um, whatever value help is coming from the UI application, that needs to be go into the one particular area, and based on the conditions, I can have if condition or case statement, I can trigger whatever value is required. Okay, so that is the idea of this business scenario. So I need additional service operations, that is nothing but a function import. This is one of the business scenario. So it's not like just go and get the information. No, I need to go one by one or step by step, some approval activity to be carried out. So those things we can go with the function import. So the same statement I'm going to repeat. If you're not able to perform your business need with the normal CURD operations, then you can utilize the additional service operation in OData is nothing but function import. Okay, so here whatever information is requested from UI, I'm going to do everything in function import. So I don't want any CURD method or any CURD operation for this particular process. Okay, so this is one of the business scenario which required function import. So in this case, every method in OData, every process I can say, or every um, operations need a different method to be triggered. So the function import is going to trigger a method called execute action. Okay, so you have entity set methods. The same way you have a execute action as well. So if you see my previous videos about deep entity, you might aware of other methods as well. So get entity, create deep entity. The same way you have a execute action, also one of the method. So it's coming under this particular interface, and this is the method. So hope you're able to understand the technical, little technical details about function import. Okay, I'll show you a little more technical details about the function import. So this is my requirement. So just take a search help for a material. So I'm receiving material and plant from the UI application. Then with the help of that, I'm going to get the information from my backend system. Okay. So after that, I'm going to send material description, plant. So there are two things. For simply you can say import and export parameters. Okay, but here technically we can't say that. But for our understanding, this is the import parameter, this is the export parameter for the function import. So technically we call it as, this is actually a function import properties, whatever is coming from UI. So you have to create a function import and you have to create a properties. Those properties are filled, or that's going to be pass a message from UI application in the URI. And the next one, return parameters, whatever you're going to return from your function import, that needs to be it should be in the entity or entity set methods. Okay, sorry, not a method, it should be entity or entity type or entity set. So the meaning is you have to create an entity and entity set for every function import. Okay, so once you create a function import, after that you have to create, or you have to create the entity type, entity set. Any hierarchy is fine. First create entity type, set and function import, or function import, then that's not an issue. But once you activate it, make sure your function import and entity type and entity set are mapped together. Otherwise you'll get a syntax error. Okay. And these are some technical details, like function import needs a medium to return a values. That medium is nothing but entity or entity set. So once you create a function import, you have to map the entity and entity set for your function import. And finally, so how the UI is going to be called, this is the URI. So service name of your OData service, then function import name, what name you have created normally, that function import name you have to give, then question mark, these are the properties. For example, I'm giving, suppose I have a company code, I have a skip and top, or I have material plant. So this is company code search, material plant. You can give whatever you want with the help of and symbol. Okay, so this is the URI to call the function import. Technically, it triggers the method called execute action. Clear? So hopefully it's fine. I will show you everything in the system. So just fine. Thank you for this. And yeah, this is my YouTube channel. Few people are asking what's the channel name. So this is my YouTube channel. And if you have any questions, please send an email to ji2share@gmail.com. And don't expect the reply immediately. Definitely within the 3 days, I will send back your reply for your queries. Okay. So that's fine. Then I will show you in the system. Yep. So this is my system. Let me go to scgw and create a project, function import. Excuse me, local object. So here I'm going to show you two function imports. One is company code and one is material information. So let me go to data model, because I need a data model for that. Let me create entity type. So this is for entity for company code. Okay, and go to properties. I need company code and description. So this is a return parameter. Okay, it's not an input for function import. This is output from your function import. So let me go with company code. It's going to be string and fill your maximum length and give a value for your above field. So box. So just concentrate on design, and the code is very simple. You have written the same code for a lot more years, and this is description or company code name. It's not a key field. It's going to be a string. Maximum this 40, and this is description. So that's it. Only two things I'm returning. Okay, and same thing I have to create for material. So create, this is entity for material, create the entity set as well. So go to properties, and this is also one of the return parameters. So these are two process, I can say. So two searches, but I'm going to write a code in a single method. So I'm going to return a material string, and it's 18. So here it is MATNR. So here I'm going to send material, plant, and material description. Okay, plant. Oops. It's string 4 and above field is works. You can give any name, not an issue. And I'm giving material description. By mistake, I have selected the key field. Let me remove that. And maximum on this 40. So here it's EMDASC. So anything, it's fine. Save it. So entity and entity type is ready. So technically function import return mediums are ready. Now I'm going to create a function import. So here data model, right click, create function import. Okay. So function import is for company code. I can say function import for company code. Next. It's done. Then expand, you'll get function import parameter. So this is an input parameter from UI. So this we have to discuss with the UI person and means developer. So we have to understand what are the things you're going to send. For example, some searchers, they may send only the plant information and they want the entire example production orders. So that will take more time. So we can discuss only plant is not enough. So you have to give some more information to get the orders. That will give a little more performance. So we have to discuss about it and finally come to a conclusion what needs to be added in the input parameter. So this is a company code. So I'm going to give company code itself, and sometimes they will send as an asterisk as well. So we have to manage. So that is very simple. In a code level, we can able to manage. They can give 1000, they can give 10 star, material 3 number star. Normally 99% the search is going to be with the asterisk symbols and the wild characters only. So once you receive the information, yes, we have a parameter. I can show you where we can get all the information. So everything has one of the input parameter of the execute action method. So it's very simple. Once you data is comes inside the method, you can play around. So they're going to send company code and what else? Okay, maximum records. So they how many records they want. So these are just an addition I'm adding. So anything can be in your input parameter or input parameter. So just save it. And then I'm going to create another function import for material. So function import material. Next. And then input parameter. So here they give more than one input parameter, material and plant. So we'll give material, string maximum 40, and here it's MAT, and they'll give plant as well. Okay, done. I have one doubt. Let me clarify it. Yeah, I didn't add here. That's 4. I think maximum it should be an integer. Let me change to integer. Yeah. Save it. So done. The design is done. Okay. Let's keep the cursor. Oh, sorry. Main thing. Go to the function import. The mapping is not done. Go to the function import. So you have to give what is the return type. Otherwise, you will get an error. So you can see the error. I'm trying to generate. You'll get an error. So no return is currently not supported by the runtime. So function import needs a return. That's why we have created an entity type and entity set. So what kind of return? So I'm going to give entity type as a return parameter, and return type just plus F4. You will get all the entity type, not set, entity type. So for this one company code, and for this one material, it could be written as 0 to n because it's a value help. So it can have more than one record as well, sometimes no records. And entity set. So code entity set. One second. Okay. Entity set. Just double click code entity set, and it was in a disable mode. That's why. So entity material set. Just press enter. It just enable. And one point I need to add. This function import triggers using your get or post method, URI get or post method. Okay, so here we are using for get method, and finally action for entity type as same entity type you have to give over here as well. So this is the end of your function import design. If you want a label, you can add it, save it, and generate it. So it'll show same MPC class, DPC class, and everything, and technical model and service name. All fine. Click next and save it. So this is a design of function import. Okay. So function import has input and output, input and output parameter. So input is nothing but a properties. Output is nothing but in the form of entity type and entity set. And finally, you have to map it. So the mapping is done with function import, and it's created successfully and generated all the relevant Z, MPZ, and DPC classes. Now, I'll show you the method over there. So go to the runtime artifacts and go to the class, open it, and we need a method, nothing but execute action. I'm not going to trigger or redefine any entity or entity set method because I'm purely going to use function import for this search help. So I don't want to redefine my entity or entity set. Okay, so I'm going to use a method called auto method execute action that is coming under this app service runtime method, application service runtime method, sorry, runtime interface. Just open it, and there is a method called execute action. Right click, redefine. This is the only place you're going to write all the code for function import. Okay, just one method. And This method has a LV action name. So usually it carries the function name, function import name from your UI application, like nothing but URI, the path one, and the IT parameter is the function, sorry, it's an internal table. It carries the values, input values, company code, material, plan, top, skip, everything, all the parameters going to be carried in this internal table line by line. So you have three input parameters, you'll get three lines in this IT underscore parameter. Finally, from this method, this is the data. Data is another internal table. It gives the information back to your UI application. So that is type ref to data. So no issues. Whenever whatever internal table you have, whatever format you have, 5 or 10 fields you're going to return, it's fine. Finally, using a copy data ref method and pass the information to er underscore data internal table, that will display in your UI application. Or finally, I can say SAP gateway client in a XML or JSON format. Okay, so very simple. Till this, you have to learn, you have to concentrate how to design and where is the place to write a code to execute the function import based on our business requirement. Inside, we are going to write the same ABAP code, no difference. Okay, so I'll just show you some breakpoints and I'll write a code for the company code. Probably that will be useful for you. Let me have a breakpoint over here. Okay, what sentence? Okay, let me have a breakpoint itself. Breakpoints and try to activate it. Activate all the relevant class and methods, function import, function import. Yes, all three got selected. Excuse me. Taking a little more time to activate. Yes, done. Then keep external breakpoint. Okay, now open a session. Let's activate the service. Go to activate your service, add service, local, sorry, it's already there, and type your service name. Start with ZJI. This is the one, right? Just select it and local object. Yes, give next. That's it. Created, loaded successfully. Next. Then go back and filter it. Function import and click SAP Gateway Client. So here I'm going to click the entity set. So entity set, you have two things, company code and material, but we don't want this right now because we are not going to use entity set, and this entity set will trigger only the entity set methods. We are not redefine itself. If you use entity set, you will get a not a dump, you will get an error message saying this method is not implemented. So, okay, so don't do that. Maybe I can show you for your reference. Execute. So this method is not implemented because we are not looking for this. So what are you going to do is we are going to enter the name of your function import, right? Let me open it because spelling is very important and it's a case sensitive as well. SJI function import. Data model, and then function import. Okay, function import name FIMP C is a caps. Okay, so here I'm going to write FIMP company code question because it has an import parameter, right? Go here, open the import parameter. So company code and max. Company code is full caps. So company code equal to 1010 and symbol maximum number of records simply. Okay, and execute it. Things are good, it will stop in the execute action method. So it stops in the execute action method. This is a breakpoint. Go to local. So here you can see LV action name. it gives what is the function function import is sent from the UI. Here UI is nothing but the URL, that the URI I'm referring. Okay, so this is the one. And IT parameter, just double click. It has two things, company code and max. So everything is simple now. You can start writing the code to get the information from this internal table. And you can write if condition. If this is the company code, go to T500P, T001 table, get all the company code information, send it back. If it is a material, go to the relevant, either you can use a CDS view or go to the normal table MARC and get the information and send back. Okay. So, and finally, this internal table to be filled. Okay, so hope this is give some idea how to write the code over there. Normal code is fine, only this where to get the information. Okay, just execute it. Okay, it's success actually, because the particular method is success, but it doesn't return any value from that particular method. So let me go to the method. Okay, and get the signature of. I don't want to get anything from the superclass, so I don't want this code as well. So let me take out everything, including the breakpoint. So first, if required, I can use the declaration later. So first thing is LV. What is the name? LV action name. LV action name. Let me have the place where I have to write the code for a different function import. And if the action name is FIMP company code, then do this. If my function import as, what is the name? Oops, sorry. Yeah. Another function is material. FIMP material. FIMP material. So write whatever code you want. So here simply I'm going to write the code. Probably I'll just do a code. I just pass the video. I don't want to you also just don't waste your time. Okay, so let me write the code and unpass it. Okay, so here the simple code. I am reading the IT parameter where the input fields are coming along with the values. So input fields is company code. Over here you are able to see company code and max. So I'm passing the company code, and if that is the case, and this input in internal table has two fields, name and value. So the value is coming in this particular field. I'm getting from the w underscore parameter and fill it in this local variable. And this is the simple query to join these two tables for the bugs and getting the bugs and bug description, company code description. Okay, and where based on the whatever value is coming from UI. And now about the internal table. So internal table, you can create it many times in many videos I mentioned. You can create your own like types, because you know what is the output parameter. So what is the output parameter for this function import? This is the output parameter. Go to entity and entity company code. So company code and company code name. Either you can do it, or the simplest way is better you go with this way always. Whatever you declare entity type in a backend, it creates a work area and internal table. Maybe in a deep entity set, if you already covered, it's very easy to identify. Otherwise, I will show you where you have to find out. So now I'm going to give company code type. Either you can use type, means your target is your normal structure or a table type. So I go with the structure. So I'll show you. Okay, let me go from here. So whatever you declared, whatever you designed in entity type, entity set, it's create a backend, it creates a structure and table type. So go to your MPZ class, MPZ extension, and go to the tab called types. In that, you are able to find out whatever entity type you created, entity set you created, you have the structure and table type. So just refer it, that's it. So this is the one, right? So This is the entity for company code, and this is the table type. This is just a structure. This is table type. If you want, go here and you can find out same thing, box and description. This is actually a box and description is abab names from your service builder. Okay, so I'm going to use TS entity company code. Just copy this. Not only this, because this is available in your MPC class, right? So I want the MPC class name first. Let me copy this. Go here, double equal arrow. Now copy the, I am going to copy the structure. That's it. Okay. So now activate it. Okay, one step is pending. Finally, because this is just a created custom internal table, but whatever you want to send from this method, that needs to be moved to er underscore data. Okay, so to move this, very simple, you have a method for that. Let me go to the method, copy data ref. So go to pattern, above objects, that is available in your service. Sorry, not aware. Oops, sorry. Service runtime interface, conversion service runtime interface, and method as copy data to ref. So I'm sending their informations from my internal table to ER data. So this is a new name, they mentioned CR, but I want to send everything to a ER data internal table. So this one. Activate it. Now execute the same from your service. Let's see how it's execute. The same import function import, just execute. Do I have a breakpoint? Yes, still yes. Okay, so action name is company code. It comes here, and these are normal ABAP code. I think I don't want to explain more about it. This is the input 1010. It's coming. I didn't use max. If you want, you can use a max also. Get the value from the max, and you can use up to how many records you want. You can put it over in the select statement. And it's fi, yeah, success, and my company code has only one record. It's moved to er data. Just execute, it will reflect here. So now 1010 is a company code they are giving, and this is the information over there. Okay, so normally search they won't give, most person they won't give only one direct search, they will give more or asterisk symbols. So again, asterisk symbols, you know how to get it. If there is an asterisk, you go with a kind of a select option, so or ranges, and pass it to a select statement, get whatever information you want. Clear? So hope this might be useful, and you just try this one. If you have any doubt about the function import, please let me know. Definitely I'll able to help. So always remember, function import is to fulfill your business requirement. There is an option in OData which is not satisfied by CURD operations. Okay, so hope this might be useful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for your time.